So I just wanted to share these numbers with you really quickly. You would not need to like memorize these numbers or even write them down. It's just so you can get the like, wow, big picture of this. I've given you a kind of a little timeline here to show when Opeshekanow attacked in 22 versus when that attack happened in 64. And kind of tried to parallel it around some numbers that we have for the tobacco exports, because the lecture notes that, right, those attacks coincide with the increase in tobacco that's being sent out from the colony. So the first, let's see, Rolfe discovers that it grows really well here, a really popular strain of Spanish tobacco. He figures out it grows really well here in 1611. And then a couple of years later, several thousand pounds of tobacco is exported, which, already sounds kind of like a lot to me. But, check out that number. In 1624, 200,000 pounds of tobacco was exported, right? And that's about when that first attack happens by Opeshekanow. Understandably, because of all the land that's being used to grow this tobacco, 200,000 pounds of tobacco is exported. Then we said there's some concessions that's made. Those concessions aren't going to be followed. And so there'll be another attack in 44. Now, I don't have numbers in terms of the export of tobacco in 44, but just 40 years after that first attack, he attacks 20 years later, but 40 years after that first attack, they're exporting 15 million pounds of tobacco, 15 million pounds. It's kind of hard to even imagine. So even if we guess that maybe it's half, it still jumped so much from 24 to 44. Even if it's half of that, it's 7 or 8 million pounds of tobacco, right? And then by the end of the 17th century, they're exporting around 30 million pounds of tobacco. It's obviously it was too late by 1624. Right, it was too late in 1611 when Rolfe figured out it would grow. That attack needed to happen if we wanted to do a really kind of like what if history. That attack needed to happen in 1610 at the end of the starving time, because once the colonists figured out they had this this gold, right, in tobacco, they weren't going to leave. All right, if you've got any questions, comments, you can go ahead and send me an email or put those in the class discussion board. Hope you're doing well. Take care.